Why do people divorce? Quite a question, isn't it? Let me tell you what the research indicates, and then at the end, let me offer you a free resource that can help you if you're struggling with the possibility of a divorce occurring. You see, when we start talking about the reasons, we can speculate all day long. If you just ask people on the street, what do you think is the biggest problem with marriage? They'll say something like, well, communication. And then you start asking them, what does that mean? And after a while, you begin to realize that they're actually talking about something different than communication. There's a researcher out there, Dr. John Gottman. The guy is absolutely amazing. He's a guru when it comes to research about marriage. And in one of his books called The Marriage Clinic, at the beginning of the book, he did what's called a literature review. Now, a literature review, if you've ever had to do one, is when you're about to research a particular topic. And so what you do is you go find the existing scholarly literature where other people have researched that same topic. You're looking for their commonalities, you're looking for their differences, you're looking for the strengths of their studies, the weaknesses of their studies, the idiosyncrasies. In other words, what do we know so far that we probably are pretty sure is right, and what's been said out there that maybe is not right at all. And then you summarize all that into a literature review. That was quite boring, wasn't it? But understand, from that, you can understand how that John Gottman in his literature review came to this conclusion. He said, if you look at the literature out there, the research, what you're going to find is that typically people want to divorce for one or more of these three reasons. One is, I do not feel that you love me. 67% of women who wanted out of a marriage said, I do not feel he loves me. Another is sensitivity to being belittled. 59% of both men and women said, I feel like my spouse disrespects me, puts me down. Well, summary of the third one was that I don't feel like my spouse likes me. So people typically want out of a relationship if they feel you don't love them, if they feel you don't respect them, if they feel that you don't like them. Now notice, Gottman and those various research projects did not study what the spouse actually felt, the one that was doing the actions. They studied the other person, the one that wants out of the relationship. And so therefore, rather than trying to evaluate, did this person really love, like, and respect? What they were studying was, does this person feel loved, liked, and respect? Because sometimes, no matter how much you think you're communicating directly, respect, love, and like, you don't. I could give you several examples, but in a short video like this, let me just give you one or two. If you are dominating and controlling, for example, what I mean by that is that your spouse tends to have to feel that he or she needs to get your okay before they can do various common things in life, and therefore they feel you're controlling. Or if you handle the money in such a way that they have to ask for it, or if you tell them how to do this, or if they do that, you tell them how they did it wrong and how they should do it differently. Those people will feel disrespected. If they try to explain to you what they think about something and you continually, rather than listening to them, tell them that they're wrong, that that's not the way they should look at it, they should look at it this way instead, they will feel disrespected. If you spend your time more with your hobby than with your spouse, more at work than with your family, then your spouse, your family would tend to feel, no, you don't love me, you love what you're doing. For example, one guy in a couple that I dealt with years ago, he was a guide. He loved being in the woods, showing people how to hunt, those kinds of things. And they had 3 boys. They were all very young, and the oldest was 6. And as they were talking to me, the bride, the wife, said, I can't raise 3 boys by myself. He spends all of his time in the woods. He's got to be here to help me some. I don't mind his profession. I'm happy with him doing that, but it can't be all the time because I feel abandoned. I feel alone. That's another way of her saying, I feel like he loves being in the woods more than he loves being with me. Now, he would protest all day long. I love you with all my heart. I love my boys with all my heart. But you see, we're not measuring what he felt. We're measuring what she felt based on his behavior, his actions. And so it's not your actions, because their interpretation tops your intention. And so if you want to find out if your spouse is wanting to leave you, what it may be for, then start examining, have I been communicating in some fashion where that he or she feels disrespected, feels disliked, feels unloved, and if that's how they're interpreting my behavior or my lack of behavior, what I do or what I don't do, then I'm beginning to find a clue about where this divorce is coming from and why he or she doesn't want to be with me anymore. When you do that, you can start figuring out how to fix it. You see, when it comes to any relationship, we all have three things we really want to feel. In addition to what I just said, that I want you to love me, I want you to like me, I want you to respect me, we all want to feel seen. What that means is I want to matter. I want to know that I exist in your life in an important position. That not only can you see me physically, but you see me emotionally. You know that I'm there and that my being there is important to you. So I very much want to be seen. I don't want to be insignificant. I don't want to be something that's secondary in your life. And another thing I want is I want to be secure. I want to know that your relationship with me is not going to end. But I'll worry about that if you spend so much time at your hobby, so much time at your work, so much time with your friends. My security starts getting wobbly. It's like maybe, just maybe, even though I think you see me, I don't know if you're going to stay with me because it seems that other things in your life are more important. And then the third part of that is I want to be soothed. What that means is I don't care who you are. I don't care what position you hold in life. You can be president of the United States of America. You can be the most brilliant business person on the planet. You can be the richest person in the world. It makes no difference. Each of us, every one of us at times, wants someone to take care of us, to be soothed. Somebody who will listen to us when we don't know what to do. Somebody who will hold us when we find ourselves afraid or unsure. Somebody that's there for us no matter what's happening. Every person on the planet needs that. I want to be secure. I want to be seen. I want to be soothed. Are you doing that for your spouse? Now, if he or she wants away from you because of the fact that you've let them down when it comes to that respect, love, and like, that seen, secure, and soothed, then you can fix that. You might be thinking, well, good grief, Dr. Beam, it may be way too late. I agree, it may be. But what we have found in working with thousands and thousands and thousands of marriages is that usually the too late part is much further down the road than people think it is. We have witnessed many marriages working out their problems, making the marriage good again when nobody believed it was possible anymore. So don't give up too quickly. If, on the other hand, you're the person contemplating leaving the relationship because your spouse doesn't seem to love you, doesn't seem to like you, doesn't seem to respect you, that you don't feel safe, you don't feel seen, you don't feel secure, that's actually fixable as well. You can't make them do it. So how do you do it? Well, a free resource we have for you if you'd like to have it is that you can check out our free mini course about how to fall in love with each other again. Now, I won't give you all the answers, but it's free and it's got some very good information in it that can get you started on this. And you can actually get that by clicking the link that's on your screen right now. Or you can have a free strategy call by calling one of our client representatives, and he or she will be glad to listen to you. Now, they're not counselors, they're not therapists. Listen to you and then help you know what resources we have that you can follow that'll help you through. We have all kinds of resources. We have one called Save Your Marriage, for example, that's just for the one spouse that wants to save the marriage or is trying to decide if he or she wants to save the marriage, and just one spouse goes through it. All the way to the other end of that, we have an intensive 3-day workshop where couples learn how they got into the situation they're in and then can decide what they want to do about it in terms of making it better or ending it. So we have across the spectrum many things that can help you repair what has been broken, to help you find the respect, the love, the like, to help you to be seen and to see, to help you be secure and give security, to help you be soothed and to give the soothing to the other. Simple? Yes. Hard to do? Yes. But can it be done? Absolutely.